Hello, children. I hope you are all safe. Okay, good. And regarding our portions, if you say, if we complete this portions, nearly we have completed 25 percentage of our portions. Okay. So now we are going to see the last poem. Okay, poem town. What's the topic of the poem? 9 gold medals. I hope this poem already you might have studied in your primary classes. It's a very easy poem. Even if you read the poem once itself, you can understand the meaning. Okay, first let us see about the poet. David Ruth is an American poet, singer, songwriter, and recording artist, and he is a present poet. Okay, still now he is alive. Okay, and then about the poem, this 9 gold medals by Roth is one of the most popular inspirational poems. It underlines the idea of empathy and human values. It gives us the message that what values most in life is the sense of sharing others' pain and sorrow and trying to cheer up and encourage the weak and the fallen. This is the main theme of the poem. Okay, how we are sharing others pain and sorrow and how we are going to encourage them. Okay, that's the main theme of the poem. Now let's see the poem. Stanza 1 and 2. Okay, first stanza 1. The athletes had come from all over the country to run for the gold, for the silver and bronze. Many weeks and months of training, all coming down to these games. Okay, so seeing the topic 9 gold medals itself, you might have known that it is about some competition. Okay, actually, it is what kind of competition means? It's a Para Olympics. Para Olympics is nothing but Olympics, people with good physical activities can participate. Para Olympics, the people those who are physically challenged, for them this Para Olympics is conducted, and this poem is about the players or the athletes who had participated in that Para Olympics. Okay, now the athletes they had come from all over the country, and they are going to run for the gold medal, silver medal, and bronze. If they come first, they will be awarded with a gold. If they come second, they will be awarded with a silver medal, and if they come third, they will be awarded with a bronze medal. And many weeks and months of training all coming down to these games. Okay, so for participating in this athletic in this Olympic, the athletes had undergone many weeks and months of training and they have now come here prepared. Okay, this is the meaning of first answer. See, let's see the explanation. Athletes from far and wide had gathered to take part in the competition. All of them had worked hard and set their eyes on the gold, silver, and bronze medals. In the build up for the meet, they all had slogged hard. Slogged means worked. Okay, to reach the peak of their performance. Next, I think even you don't need the explanation, isn't it? When you read the poem once itself, you can understand it. So much easy, isn't it? It's like how we normally speak. The language is very, very simple, isn't it? Second stanza. The spectators gathered around the old field to cheer on all the young women and men. The final event of the day was approaching. Excitement grew high to begin. Okay, now the spectators, the audience, they have gathered around the old field. Okay, and they came here. What's the work of the audience or spectators? They will cheer up the participants, isn't it? So here also, these spectators, they are cheering up the young women and men who are participating in this Olympics. And now the final event. Okay, the final event of this Olympics, they were approaching towards that. That's the last event. So everybody was very excited because that's the final one. No, everybody were very excited to see the final race. Okay, it was an old venue. Spectators had come in droves. Droves means in groups. Okay, to cheer the athletes. The day was drawing to a close. Only the last event was left. A feeling of excitement filled the air. Everyone waited expectantly. So everyone was waiting with expectation. Okay, now let's see the third and fourth stanza. The blocks were all lined up for those who would use them. The 100-yard dash and the race to be run. These were 9 resolved athletes in the back of the starting line, poised for the sound of the gun. Okay, now what's the last race? No, now the blocks were ready. Okay, the athletes have to run. Now you might have imagined the relay game in our school, isn't it? Okay, they have drawn the track, and in each track they have to athletes they have to stand and they have to get ready. Likewise the blocks have been lined, and in which the athletes they have lined up. And also, what's the last event is the 100-yard dash. Okay, that's the last event. And there were, okay, for this how many play athletes they were standing? 9 resolved. Okay, 9 well trained athletes they have been standing, and they were behind the starting line and they were waiting for the sound of the gun. So okay, when they just hear the sound of the gun, they have to start their race. Okay, see, the galleries were full. Okay, the gallery was full with spectators. The 100-yard race, the king of all events, was about to start. Nine well-trained athletes proceeded to take their positions on the blocks. With bated breath, they waited for the gunshot sound. Okay, just imagine, when you were standing for a race, running race, how your heart beats fast, isn't it? When the teacher, the PT teacher, will give the whistles, and when he will blow the whistle, you will be waiting for that sound, and you will start running, isn't it? The same. Now they were also waiting behind the back of the starting line. Okay, their hearts were beating very fast, and they were waiting to hear the sound of the gun. So now imagine, you can picturize this, isn't it? They were ready for the race now. See, the signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners, all charging ahead. But the smallest among them, he stumbled and staggered and fell to the asphalt instant. Okay, what happened? No, immediately what happened, the signal was given. Okay, they hear the sound of the gun, and everybody were just started running. But the smallest among these nine athletes, no, he stumbled and he staggered and he fell down. Okay, so now see what happened. The pistol was fired, the athletes sprang to their feet and raced ahead with all their energy. Sadly, the smallest among the nine stumbled and fell on the asphalt. An unexplained pain had crippled him. For him, the race was lost. Okay, because he was afraid, because in the beginning itself he felt, and he thought, that's all. Okay, that's all, I'm going to lose the match, that's all, I cannot win in this race. So he was very much frustrated, he was very much worried, no. So in the beginning itself he just fell down. But the other athletes, they started their race. But let's see what happened next. Okay, suppose if you were in this situation, what will you do? You are in a race, you see one of your fellow athletes have fell down. Will you wait, will you stop to help that athlete, or will you keep on continuing your race? Okay, you think the answer in your mind. Now let us see what happened. He gave out a cry in frustration and anguish. His dreams and his efforts all dashed in the dirt. But as sure as I'm standing here telling this story, the same goes for what next occurred. Okay, so that small one who fell down, no, he was just crying in frustration and pain, and he was thinking why he was crying. No, he, all his dreams, no, all his efforts, everything was shattered into pieces. So he was in a very frustrated mood. So he was crying. But the poet is saying, but the most important thing, I'm only writing this story, but you are going to see the most important thing what happened next in the next stanza. Okay, so he shrieked in pain, frustration and anguish gripped him, worsening the excruciating body pain. Excruciating means very severe body pain. All his blood, sweat and slog had come to naught. Naught means nothing. His dreams of winning a prize lay in ruins. Okay, ruins means vain, waste. He looked on helplessly. So really imagine, no, you were waiting for a race, but when the race started you fell down. Okay, and the judge is saying that is its fault, you have to leave the race. Now how you will feel, isn't it? Really, no, really it is very painful, because all the days you have been having so much of practice, you might have practiced in the early morning. Okay, everything, isn't it? But within that 1 second, if everything turns upside down, how our mindset will be. In the same condition the small one was also. Now, but what the other remaining eight athletes did, let's see in the next stanza. The eight other runners pulled up on their heels. The ones who had trained for so long to compete, one by one, they all turned around and went back to help him and brought the young boy to his feet. Okay, but the remaining eight athletes were there. No, they immediately stopped, and seeing that the smallest one fell down, they immediately stopped. And okay, for what they have been coming and standing here, for what they have got training. The first answer we saw that they are just running to win the gold, silver and bronze. Everyone, they are competing, they are competing with each other, no, to win this medal only, isn't it? But now when they see that one among their fellow athletes have fell down, all the eight, they stopped, and they, all they turned up. Okay, they hold their hands and they start and they turn up, and they came near the smallest one to help him to stand on his feet, to help him to rise. Okay, so see the condition. No, really, if you are in this condition, or if I am in this situation, really we won't think about that. We will take, okay, we want to utilize the chance to win the medal, isn't it? So we will keep on continuing the race. But see here, all the eight, totally the eight, they stopped and they came back to help the fallen one to rise to his feet. Okay, something strange happened. The rest eight of these sprinters means an athlete who runs for a short distance, okay, who had trained as hard, noticed the plight of their crippled mate. They held back their search and turned around to the rescue of their battered friend. They helped him to stand on his feet. They lavished their care and comfort on him. Lavish means showing in a large amount, okay, so they showered their care and love on him. Okay, now let's see stanzas 7 and 8. Then all the nine runners joined hands and continued the 100-yard dash, now reduced to a walk, and a banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been more on the mark. Okay. See now all the nine runners, okay, the one who has fallen, he has also been helped, okay. So now all these nine athletes, they hold their hands together, and actually it was a running race, isn't it? But now it was reduced to a walk. All the nine athletes, they hold their hands together. Imagine now what a great people they are, isn't it? All the nine athletes, they hold their hands together, and nobody ran to win the gold medal, or nobody ran to win the silver, or nobody ran to win the bronze medal. Everybody walked unitedly, okay. So now there was a banner above. What was mentioned in the banner? Special Olympics, that is para Olympics. But the Special Olympics, here it indicates it's really a special, isn't it? In Olympics everybody runs to win the medal, isn't it? But here it's very special. All these nine athletes, they never run to win the medal, but they helped the fallen one. They walked unitedly, they never run towards the medal, isn't it? So really, and it's a great thing. It could not have been more on the mark, okay. That word Special Olympic itself indicates, okay, there is nothing to say more than this. By seeing all the nine athletes walking together by holding their hands. Thereafter, the whole contingent of nine sprinters walked their way to the finishing line, holding one another's hand. The banner that fluttered read Special Olympics. It was indeed special because in no other Olympic one could see fiercely competing athletes aborting their dream runs to aid a fellow athlete. It was a sacrifice of the rarest kind. It was a show of empathy of the most exemplary kind. It's true, isn't it? In none of the Olympics we might have seen the other athletes waiting to help the fallen one. It's really a sacrificed one, okay. Only an athlete who wants to sacrifice his medal will do that, but here all the other eight athletes sacrificed that. So really it's a Special Olympic. The last stanza, that's how the race ended with nine gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still, under standing ovation and nine beaming faces, said more than these words ever will. The 100-yard dash came to a dramatic end, okay. Now the race ended. How the race ended? None of them ran. All the nine athletes hold their hand together and they started walking, isn't it? So all nine athletes reached the finishing line together, okay. None of them came first or second. All the nine athletes came at the same time. So a gold medal was awarded to all the nine athletes. Each and every one of the nine athletes was awarded with a gold medal. Really it's a great thing. No, suppose if they might have competed the race, only three of them might have got the medals, isn't it? The first, second and third. But now it's the award given to their togetherness and their sacrifice. All the nine, they got the gold medal. Really it's a great thing, isn't it? The 100-yard dash came to a dramatic and end, heralding the victory of compassion and fairness over selfishness and aloofness. All nine were awarded a gold medal each. The spectators gave them a rousing ovation for demonstrating the loftiest values of sports and games, okay. Children, I hope you understood the poem. Okay, see from this poem what we understand. Okay, we should, when we are happy, we are sharing our happiness with others, isn't it? But if suppose our fellow beings or your friends or neighbors, okay, they are very sad or they are in a painful situation, we should, okay, share their pain with us. We should encourage them. We should just hold their hands and we should comfort them. Okay, this is the thing which we are learning from this poem. This is the moral of this poem. So if you see anybody is in a painful situation or in a dejected situation, just don't go away from them. Go and sit near them. Just encourage them. Okay, share their pain. If you share nothing you have to do, nothing, no help you have to do. Just if you share their pain, it's a great relief for them. So do that. That's a good. If you do like that, surely you will receive the blessings from God. Okay, now let's see what are the literary devices. Only two. First one is alliteration. that already we have learned. Okay, the repetition of consonant sounds. Okay, next one is hyperbole, exaggeration. A small thing will be said as a very big thing. For example, here, no, the signal was given, the pistol exploded. Actually, pistol won't explode. Explode means burst only. Okay, and the gun was shot, it didn't explode, isn't it? But the poet has used the word exploder. Only a bomb will explode, a pistol won't explode, isn't it? But the poet has used the word exploder to indicate that the runners are exploding. Okay, that the runners are moving in a very fast manner on hearing that sound. So only the poet has used the word exploded, so it is the exaggeration used here, so it is the hyperbole. Okay, only these two are the main figures of speech in this poem. Okay, okay, children, I hope you have understood the poem. If you have any doubts, contact me. Thank you. Okay, do the workbook exercises for this poem. I will check it. Okay, thank you, children. Bye.